Welcome back to Victoria's Tarot. Today's video is going to be on Mr. Kevin Samuels. I guess you could call him a YouTube star. I'm just going to say he basically made his career on tearing black women down. So that's the type of image he has portrayed himself. Now, I know there are some people saying, oh, he told the truth. He just spoke the truth and these chicks just couldn't handle it. Well, however you all feel, that's what's put out there. That's how he's gained his YouTube success, by putting women down, specifically black women. So we're just going to jump in to see what's going on with him when he passed. What led up to him passing? If Spirit can give us anything. What led up to Mr. Kevin Samuels passing? What led up to Mr. Kevin Samuels passing? So Mr. Samuels was actually not alone when he passed. He was accompanied by a self-proclaimed nurse. He claims Mr. Samuels awoke that morning suffering from chest pain, and apparently he succumbed to these chest pains and fell out on top of her. She tried to do CPR, and there is a 911 call out there with her allegedly doing CPR. If you want to go look for it, it's Kevin Samuels, the 911 call. And as you all know, he didn't make it. So what was going on with Mr. Samuels during the time of his passing? What was going on at the time of Mr. Samuels passing? So the first card we have is intuition. So when I see this card, that lets me know that either the suspect or the victim knows exactly what's about to go down. They have this feeling something is about to go down. We have a weapon, and we have a son. So we have someone's son who's aware of a weapon. Now, I don't know if you've all seen his last post, but it's on YouTube, and the company he was keeping, this woman at one point was coming towards Kevin, and she basically looked to me like she was moving in a rapid pace coming towards him, but it seemed like when she noticed the cameras were there, she backed up. But he definitely threw his hands up in a motion as if to protect his equipment, or either to protect himself from whatever she was carrying. So let's go ahead and get the messages from up top. So we have this son who's aware of a weapon. We have secrets known. Somebody saying no. We have a neighbor. We have a snake. And we have addiction. Now, to clear up what some of you are probably saying, is the addiction is probably making sense to you all, because there are rumors of Mr. Samuels allegedly using some things. And one of the autopsies of the random ones that have been released put cocaine and fentanyl as something that was given or taken to or by Mr. Samuels. So we're just going to leave that part at that. But we have secrets known and neighbors. So my neighbor is someone in the neighborhood. My neighbor is someone who's in that house with you, house, apartment, condo, whatever. That person is, they're they're there like a neighbor, and they're known, and they're holding on to some secrets. We have someone saying no, and this snake. Someone saying no to this snake. Now, what's grabbing me is the syringe on my addiction card, because when you look at his last video of this woman who's coming towards him when he throws his hands up for her to stop whatever it is she's doing, it almost looks like she's holding one hand this way and she has her drink in the other hand, and she backs up really quick from the screen. You be the judge. I'm just saying. I don't know what she was charging at him about to do. I don't know if she was going to throw the glass on him or on his computers, or if she really had something in her hand to charge at him. But along his soul, I'm seeing secrets. And when you switch the addiction and the weapon, I'm seeing secrets about a weapon and addiction. So did she overdose him with something? Allegedly. Did he overdose himself with something? Allegedly. Let's stay a little deeper. Or there could have actually, this neighbor could actually be someone who resides where he lives, who knows things about what happened that night. Maybe they heard some things and just didn't report it. So let's go ahead and get some clarity. Now we have heartbreak. Heartbreak. So it was like, whatever the case may been, maybe Kevin knew the things he were doing were causing pain to these women that he was talking about. Blind eyes. See what I'm saying? He knew what he was doing, but he just did it anyway. You know what you're aware of. You know what's going on around you, but you continue to do the things that you do. And now we have this stranger. So there could have definitely been a point, maybe he called himself checking this chick about her life, because according to reports, he just met this girl. So she's not really what you call known. She's a stranger to him. So we have this stranger and this son with this heartbreak, and him knowing something's about to go down, but turning a blind eye. So let's just say Mr. Kevin Samuels knew he was in a bad situation, but he continued anyway to have himself a good time with this woman. Turn a blind eye to what wasn't right about her. Specifically, in my opinion, probably the fact that when she got researched, no one could prove that she was a nurse. So that's why I called her a self-proclaimed nurse. So let's go ahead and get the clarity at the top for these messages at the head. Jam energy over here. So now we have a female. You see what I'm saying? Cleaning. A phone. We have going along. And we have a setup. And the last card being lines crossed. We have lines being crossed. Excuse the baby. She's just now waking up. So we have these lines being crossed now. So there's a good chance, like I said, this female that accompanied him could have definitely been there to take him out. Or there could have been another female that sent this female to take him out. And this other one is just, she's going on with everything, just so she could get whatever was promised to her. You have to be careful what you say to people, because you never know. There's a good chance the same woman that he so-called met the day before, there's a good chance she got all she needed to know about him. There's a good chance that this man insulted her one day and she just came back and decided to be that chick that he thought he was looking for, but at the same time, she was that chick that took him out. You see what I'm saying? So we have a female, a phone, and a setup. We have someone cleaning and going along. So I definitely don't feel like whatever happened was just this woman's thinking, allegedly. I don't think she came up with this all on her own. I really feel like this was a get back, which where this setup come from. You see what this dead end come in at? And there was definitely a confrontation that night. There was a confrontation that night. And for her to have, and you listen to the 911 calls carefully, because it gave me creeps to hear her tell him while she was allegedly doing CPR. Think about your mother. Think about your daughter. I just met you a day ago or last night. What you know about my mother and my daughter? I'm just saying. So this was my read for Mr. Kevin Samuels. And what the cards are showing me is basically whatever the confrontation was about that night could have been about some type of drug use. Maybe this female crossed that line. Maybe she was using in front of him and he turned a blind eye to it. And then these drugs ended up being the cause of him dying. Maybe it's something that's untraceable that they can't find in his system, but it's what I'm seeing here and what the cards are giving me. I don't feel like this man just dropped dead for hypertension. I don't feel like this man died accidentally. I think this man was put down because of who he was and the things he said, and I think it caught up with him. I mean, there's no coincidence. He built his career off of slaying women, and then you get served up Judgment Day in the company of a woman. It's like, it feels like some karma that done came back around to me. So that's going to be my spread for Mr. Kevin Samuels. Like, share, subscribe, love and light, and I'll see you on the next video.